What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a real quick modification on my 2008 Corvette C6. What we're going to be doing is shutting down the dual exhaust manifold system, and here's why. I want to try to get a deeper exhaust note coming out of my exhaust system. And eventually I am going to be upgrading to an axle back exhaust system, probably some new headers and some other modifications down the road. But for right now, I want to try to just increase the exhaust note to buy me some time until I could save up more money to buy those modifications. So if you're familiar with the Corvette exhaust system, you would know that on a lot of them, they have a manifold system that will actually shut down two of the exhausts to quiet it down a little bit when you're running the RPMs at a lower RPM, let's say below 3,000. But once you hit over 3,000 or 4,000 RPM, then the butterfly dampener will actually open up the other two exhausts, giving you that deeper exhaust note and giving you better performance. So with some Corvettes, it's automatic. Some you actually get a switch. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be pulling the fuse on that manifold so that all four exhaust tips stay wide open all the time. Now there's pros and cons to this. Pros, it's going to sound a lot better all the time. The con is that it's gonna be louder all the time. So if you're one that wants your exhaust to be quieter in certain situations, this might not be the way to go for you, but they do sell control switches online that you can manually open and shut these valves to your liking, but I'm not worried about that. I just want it to sound a little bit louder all the time. So we're gonna be pulling the fuse on this today, and I'm gonna show you how. So let's take a closer look and I'll show you what we're gonna do. Okay, so I wanted to show you here, this valve right here and that valve right back there, that's your butterfly valves. That inside two of your pipes, you can see the little fan right there. So when it closes, it'll shut these two inner pipes off. But when it opens, all four are open. So the goal today is to turn that mechanism off so that all four pipes stay open all the time. So in my mind, I do not see the benefit of having those turned off unless you're pulling into your neighborhood late at night and you don't want to wake up your neighbors. But let's face it, most of the time you're driving this door in the day, so why do you want it to be quiet? Me, I don't want it to be quiet. I want it to be loud and have a nice aggressive tone to it, and that's what I'm going to change today. Okay, so you're gonna come over here on the passenger side. Okay, so right under here on your passenger side, you're gonna reach up under here and just basically pull this down. Okay, that's just a floor mat. And then right here, there's another piece that you're gonna pull forward too. And that's gonna expose this fuse panel right here. Now, what you're gonna wanna do, the bottom right fuse right here, and if you look here, this one right here, the bottom right, is what we're gonna be pulling the fuse on because that is for the exhaust, because that controls that butterfly valve that shuts on and off your exhaust. So let's go ahead and pull that. So you're just gonna take your little clip up here, little tool, grab that bottom, pull out the fuse. That's it. Now we're gonna shut this back up. The floor mat back up there. Okay, now we're gonna try it one more time and see how it sounds. Okay, so now we're gonna see what it sounds like with that fuse pulled, with all four pipes wide open. this modification was super simple and easy. All you gotta do is pull the fuse. But again, it's so nice to just have that instant sound and it doesn't go away. Let me just show you again what it sounds like. So let me sit that camera back a little bit so you can get a better sound. So again, way better. I hated when before, when you started it up, it had that nice deep tone, which sounded really nice. But then all of a sudden, as soon as you start to move, it drops down and becomes real quiet again. And then when you start to drive, for the most part, if you're driving around town, let's say, 20 miles an hour, 15 miles per hour, it doesn't really sound really loud. And I didn't like doing that. So when I'm cruising around my neighborhood or my town up and down the main street, it was quiet and it didn't even start to really rev up with a nice sound until you really floored into it, which in some of these local towns and things like that, it's sometimes hard to do that because again, there's a 25-mile-per-hour speed limit, there's pedestrians walking around and so forth. But once I pulled this fuse, I have that nice deep tone all the time and it doesn't go away and I'm really happy with it. And I will say this, I've driven it a couple times locally with this mod done and it's not overbearing. There's not a ton of drone, not any more than what you would have had before. So again, if you're on the highway and you're revving it up over say 3,500 RPMs or higher, you're gonna have that sound no matter what. The butterfly valves really only shut that down when you're below that RPM, especially when you're driving, let's say 10, 15, 20 miles per hour in your local town or your back roads, it shuts it off at that point. But again, unless you're really, really flooring it, even with this mod done, it's not even that loud, but it does have a more enjoyable tone, which is what I was going for. So far, I'm really happy with how this sounds. Okay, so as you can see, that sounds way better. Having all four of those pipes wide open gives it such a deeper, richer tone. It sounds more sporty and it sounds more aggressive, and that's what I was going for. So again, a very simple, free modification that you can do to make your Corvette sound so much better. Just pull the fuse on your exhaust manifold right underneath the passenger footwell. Just pull that fuse and you're gonna have all four exhaust tips open all the time. Now be prepared, you might actually hear a little bit more of a drone sound when you're driving, but if you want that loud, aggressive sound, do this mod and it's gonna sound awesome. So that's it for today's video. I told you it was gonna be quick and easy. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And do me a favor, subscribe to the channel because it definitely helps me out and I greatly appreciate it. So that's it. I just wanna say thank you to each and every one of you. I truly appreciate you all. Thank you, and as always, see you in the next video.